Welcome to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm Daya Naef, your host and founder of The Success Partner. On this show, we dive into the stories of attorneys, business professionals, and entrepreneurs who have navigated the ups and downs of building successful careers and businesses. From the strategies they've implemented to the challenges they've overcome, we're here to uncover the insights that can help you on your own journey to success. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Welcome back, everybody, to the Success Partner Podcast. I am your host, Daya Naef, and today I'm so excited to have my friend Monica Harris in the studio today. Monica and I have known each other for quite some time, probably about 7 years, back from the old Lawyers Happy Hour in DC days. And Monica she has a consulting company. She's very active in leadership in another organization, and I'm just delighted to have her share more about herself today on the show. So Monica, just take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you, Daya. Thank you for having me here. It's very nice to be part of your journey. I remember when we met 7 years ago when you were doing the happy hours here in DC, and I really wanted to understand what that was about and become engaged. So it's great to see our journey and our progress 7 years later here on your podcast. That's amazing. For myself, I am the founder and principal consultant of the Harris Collective, which I started last year, which is a consulting service that does e-discovery operations, product success, and market strategy. So my niche specifically is with tech startups, and also for any e-discovery business or ancillary business that's looking for project-based work. So I am part of the gig economy here. As you also said, I do have a couple of leadership roles with industry organizations. I have just recently become the regional director for international chapters for women in e-discovery. So that covers London, Dublin, Dubai, Frankfurt, and Paris coming soon. In addition to that, I'm also an advisory member on BUILT, Blacks United in Legal and Technology, as well as a member of their membership committee. And I am also a board of directors member on the DC ACITS chapter. So I do like to stay engaged with the community at large.
I love that. So do you get to go to all those cool places on the international circuit?
No, I just speak to wonderful women in those cities and live vicariously through them. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they'll invite you over. Your warm personality and all that you do for the organizations. I know I had the honor of speaking a couple times for We in DC. Such fabulous women. I'm still in good touch with several of them.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great organization. The DC chapter is the largest chapter in the world. So I was, privileged to be able to be on that board, to have met you, to have collaborated with those women, and also to have moved on to a regional director role. Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. So about your consulting work and collective, like if I'm one of your ideal clients, what do I look like?
If you are one of my ideal clients, then you could be a technology company, you could be a firm, you could be a corporation, and you are looking for help. If you're a technology company, then you are probably looking for entryway into e-discovery to bridge the gap, whether that's product development, the type of product development that really ties the customer pain points to the development and also to business objectives, whether you are a law firm or a corporation that and I'd say in this economy and this year in 2025, we tend to be a bit litigious with the new administration. And so there is opportunity there. So if you have overflow, if you are looking to bring someone in for that, then that's what you would look like. That's how we would gauge in that way as well. I think the niche that I have started is kind of understanding that the gig economy is rising. I think at a time when a lot of us are conservative economically. And so really making sure that I fill in that gap for organizations that have the work or organizations that are looking for the entry.
That's great. That's a good scalable resource when you're using consultants and outside contractors,
Mm-hmm.
even at the higher levels of strategy and development. And you know, that's great. Could you share a success story?
Absolutely. A success story would be I have a client who I am very excited. Before they were my client, I met them when they had first came into the industry. They have a technology company. At that time, they were just getting started. I had no idea that a year later they were going to become my client. So a year went by. We were seeing each other at conferences like Legal Week, like ILTA, and they came to me and they asked me to join them in terms of their marketing strategy and their sales strategies. So fast forward to several months later, that client is now a partner with EDRM. That client is now a partner with ASETS. That client has exhibited at Legal Week. In addition to that, we've also seen an increase in sales. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited to be able to be on that journey with the client. E-discovery, legal technology, it's something I've known for quite some time. And so to be able to see it, to see the journey through the eyes of a new organization that's coming into the space, how to bring them into the space, how to articulate the value, that's really powerful for me. It's something that I'm passionate about. So I'm very excited for that client. I'm very excited. And I'm looking forward to recreating that with others.
I love that. That sounds like a very quick ascent to get that ball rolling and out there. And
I want to double click on that for a second, if you don't
yeah.
mind, because I feel like when we tell like success stories, it always sounds like you snapped your fingers, and it just happened. But the truth of the matter is that did not just happen. That was about 2 years in the making with me, really running in a lot of the same circles as this client and then watching their journey. And then for us really to get the ball rolling, it was between like, I'd say a little after 3 months was really when the ball started rolling. And then you're correct. When things came together, they came together quickly. But I always, when I share success stories for others who may be thinking, oh, maybe I can do something like this, or, thinking about their own ventures that they want to go on, if you do it well, it looks like it happened, with very little effort, but it actually takes quite a bit of effort. So I just want to make sure I emphasize that.
Well, I mean, even more the reason to have someone who's experienced, and that's a true testament to your being able to meet people where they're at and guide them along. Because you are a veteran, I guess, in this industry, you have a lot of know-how. I mean, you came with a lot of prestige and pedigree when I met you, and it's been quite some time now, of depth and breadth of knowledge in the industry. I feel, and maybe I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and I may be wrong, but I feel like it's almost redundant to mention AI or automation in e-discovery, since that's sort of what it's been, or in my opinion, is what it's been all along, or for the most time. So maybe if you could do a quick 101 in 60 seconds of what that means, like that we're kind of old hat at this.
Of what Gen AI means for e-discovery? Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be a podcast if we didn't talk about Gen AI. And then I don't know if it's coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences. I was just preparing for a webinar that I'm doing in 2 days on Gen AI. So where are we? I was looking at some surveys that were done by the University of Florida Law eDiscovery Conference earlier this year. And so Doug Austin from eDiscovery Today did some reporting on about 6 or 7 surveys that hit about 300 to 800 people. And the general thought there was that there's still a lot of hesitancy in terms of engaging with Gen AI. People understand the value, particularly in document review. They're definitely understanding the value outside of document review, meaning not just for legal research or contract management, that kind of thing, but in our personal lives, we are really seeing the value. So there is that difference between Gen AI and, say, TAR. When Tara came, it was foreign, for lack of a better term. We didn't know anything about it. Gen AI, you've probably used it to help you come up with, maybe how to fix something in the house, or what your recipes for that week. And now you're walking into work and wondering, how can we use it here? A lot of the roadblock to adopters, I think people rank them, had to do with cost, had to do with privacy and security concerns, and then also had to do with education. I just had several resources in terms of, how you can understand or familiarize yourself or become an expert on these things so that you can walk into your organizations and talk in an informed manner. I think of the list of resources that I was able to come up with so you can educate yourself. JD Supra was at the top of the list. I think in the past 30 days alone, they had about 30 articles on Gen AI from various sources, from people who are writing from law firms, people who are writing from corporations, people who are writing from tech companies. So there was a nice diversified writing audience there. There are places like the EDRN, the ASEDS, your podcast here where we're talking about AI. There's all kinds of places that you can go to educate yourself to get over the education hurdle. In terms of privacy and security, which I think people often use synonymously, but they're very different. Privacy, meaning the privileged or confidential information that we could be putting into these AI systems and having the security in place for them so that that information isn't released out in the wild, so to speak. Having private cloud over public cloud is something to look for there. That's very big. And then I think when it comes to cost, I think that how you use AI is important. I think that when you use AI for things like first pass review or privilege review or for document prioritization, that kind of thing, that's where you really see the most cost benefit. And then in addition to that, you then also have a team of attorneys who can now focus on more analysis, things like case strategy, things of that nature. And it really allows law firms to scale because they can shift cost, meaning they can bring in more work without increasing headcount. So that is how you sell Gen AI within your law firms. But I was going to go through a 3-minute kind of this is what you need about Gen AI. It would be that right now we're still seeing some resilience. This is what you may see. This is how you get over that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been my biggest speaking topic since like July of 20. Well, even as early as April of 24. People had questions about it, and as I'm rolling out my CLEs, the hands that go up when I was saying I have a question at the very beginning, and one of the questions is I want AI to go away. So the hands that go up have gotten a lot less.
Yeah. I was like, I do not want AI to go away. I absolutely do not want it to go away. And I felt the difference myself, right? There are definitely some low level tasks that AI has taken on for me, which is amazing, especially as a business owner. It's definitely freed me up to handle more complex tasks. So it'll be the same thing for the legal industry. And it'll be very interesting to see how law firms scale with Gen AI at the helm.
Yeah. Yeah. I find they get fixated on the few bad cases that have come out, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be that guy. And I'm like, don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Now, you don't have to be that guy. The human element or making sure that you verify, like you can't get rid of people because AI is present. Someone still needs whatever it does in those use cases that we just presented, you still need a person to take a look and verify the results. So trust, but verify. So I think we've all seen those cases, those hallucinations. You have to verify. You absolutely have to verify. You can't turn it over to AI and walk away and things are done. And I think that's what we're seeing there. That's really what's happening.
Yeah.
I've
That's
also
great.
seen cases where plaintiff firms have used Gen AI and have won millions of dollars. So the way that they used Gen AI was to argue or to create the counter argument so that they could prepare for that. And then that's how they won the case. But they won millions of dollars. They probably saved thousands because they were able to prepare the arguments themselves, but using Gen AI. So there's so many different use cases. I hope it doesn't go anywhere. I'm very much looking forward to the future.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That whole help me role play type thing is very helpful. I'm working with a few firms now that we're doing some, not exactly marketing, but like a strategy. Hey, we know these types of clients are getting ready to come onto the market, and they're going to be looking for us. How do we position ourselves, and how do we find out where these people are hanging out? Where are they going for their information now? And just being able to do that type of competitive analysis and strategies is going to be putting them ahead. Wonderful. So, Monica, how do people find you when they want to ask about your consulting and about you?
That's a great question. I think the easiest way to find me is on LinkedIn. You can find me there anytime. And if you leave me a message, I always see those in real time and am happy to connect and also to have a conversation.
Wonderful. Well, for those of you listening, this information will be in the show notes. Monica's organization and the Women in E-Discovery that we are both familiar with will be in there as well. If that pertains to you, it's an excellent organization. So thank you everybody again for listening. Please subscribe. Again, I'm your host, Daya Naef, and today we had Monica Harris as our guest.
Thank you, Daya.
Welcome to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm Daya Naef, your host and founder of The Success Partner. On this show, we dive into the stories of attorneys, business professionals, and entrepreneurs who have navigated the ups and downs of building successful careers and businesses. From the strategies they've implemented to the challenges they've overcome, we're here to uncover the insights that can help you on your own journey to success. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Thank you for joining us on the Success Partner Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found some valuable takeaways to apply to your own business journey. Remember, this show is brought to you by The Success Partner, where we help small law firms and business owners achieve unparalleled success through strategic guidance, operational excellence, and effective marketing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit thesuccesspartner.net to learn more. Until next time, keep striving for success, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for joining us on the Success Partner Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found some valuable takeaways to apply to your own business journey. Remember, this show is brought to you by The Success Partner, where we help small law firms and business owners achieve unparalleled success through strategic guidance, operational excellence, and effective marketing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit thesuccesspartner.net to learn more. Until next time, keep striving for success, and I will see you in the next episode.